You are watching and listening to Reed's Conversations, a podcast series on writing, filmmaking, acting, and theater. In this episode, I'll have a conversation with filmmaker, actress, singer, and podcaster Tammy Tucky. Hey everybody, welcome to Reed's Conversations, the podcast series on writing, filmmaking, acting, and theater. I am Reed Murphy, and thank you so much for joining me in this episode. I have another rock star on my show. I have Tammy Tucky as a special guest. Tammy Tucky is an Emmy Award-winning filmmaker. She's also an actress, a singer, and also a very well-known podcaster. Tammy is best known for her show, The Tammy Tuckey Show, that's on YouTube. And man, she's going to be celebrating 15 years of The Tammy Tuckey Show. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of her creative career. I learned during my conversation with Tammy that she has been doing interviews since she was 14 years old. You heard that correct. 14 years old. That's amazing. So it was just a great conversation I had with Tammy. I learned a lot about her creative career and just little behind the scene anecdotes of what it takes to do her live reunion shows. And we're talking like interviews as well as interviews, like live reunion shows. She does interviews with people in the movie industry, people who in the world of literature, and then also in the world of theater. Just amazing, these amazing events that she organizes. And the amount of work that goes into these things, I didn't learn how much work it takes. But we're talking about, having these special reunion anniversaries with Disney legends for films such as Disney's Treasure Planet, Atlantis: The Lost Empire, Emperor's New Groove. We're talking, there's just so much to cover. Haunted Mansion. And also for non-Disney films, such as DreamWorks animated feature film, The Prince of Egypt. Again, just a lot of great interviews. It's fantastic. And so excited that, I shook the microphone. It's, it's so cool. But yeah, and also I learned a little bit about... just a little bit more about how a scholarship was formed in memory of Tammy's late mother, Pamela D. Tucky. And that was really moving just to hear just how that scholarship started. They awarded the first recipients of the Pamela D. Tucky Memorial Scholarship earlier this year on June 5th, 2026. So that was just really nice, just hearing about her mother. And she sounds like an amazing woman. So thank you so much, Tammy, for sharing that. That was really special. So again, thank you so much. And also we talk a lot about the Disney theme parks, which was great. Just little insider stuff. So it was just really great talking to a fellow Disney fan. Wow, yeah. And there's so much going on in this interview too. We talk about her music CDs. We talk about Glowing in Timeless Places. If you have not had a chance to check out Glowing in Timeless Places, please do so. All you have to do is go on to Amazon.com, or you can better yet go to Tammy Tucky's website at TammyTucky.com. Again, this is just a great artist, and I'm just so grateful to have had her on my show. It was really an honor and a real joy. So without further delay, please join me as I have a conversation with Emmy Award-winning filmmaker, actress, singer, and podcaster, Tammy Tucky. All right, so I am with Tammy Tucky. So Tammy, thank you so much for coming on my podcast.
Thanks for having me and inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, absolutely. Because recently I had Tab Murphy on my podcast. And as we were saying earlier before we started recording, he was singing your praises both before and during the interview. So it's just like, so it's for you, it's like having another rock star on my podcast. So thank you so much for coming on my show.
Well, thanks for the rock star compliment. I wish I was, but I'm not. but I will say Tab Murphy is. So shout out to Tab. Hi, Tab. Thanks
Hey,
for
Tab.
being so sweet and
Yeah.
dealing with annoying me about Atlantis all the time.
Oh no, no. He sings your praises, and he always says you're awesome. So, yeah. So again, I'm so happy you're on my show, and
Yeah.
yeah. And for those who don't know much about Tammy Tucky, currently you're best known for having the Tammy Tucky Show on YouTube. Like you're able to
Mhm.
interview, gosh, like you've interviewed so many special guests from both the Walt Disney Company, DreamWorks. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been doing it for, it's coming up on 15 years as of August of this year, which is crazy to think because it's gone by so fast. I started when I was 14 and now I'm 30. So, um, but I've enjoyed it so much. As I was telling you off air, I do it for fun. I don't really make anything off of it at all. It's just really for fun. And it's a way to preserve conversations and interviews and discussions with people who, have meant something to all of us. And it's so interesting because, over that time, that 15-year time span, I'm, doing a live show coming up soon. And I was going back through all these interviews and I'm like, wow, this person's not with us anymore. And
Yeah.
this person's not with us. And it's one of those things where it was just, you're so lucky you got to talk to them and you got to hear their stories and have that moment with them. And that's very, very, very special to me. So it's been a very wonderful magic carpet ride that I've had since I started it. So, and it's a joy. It's a joy.
And that's wonderful. And I'm similar to my podcast too. So I can actually say you actually inspired me in some way to do a podcast series. Cause so thank you so
Nice.
much for all you do, Tammy. Seriously. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad. It's wonderful to hear different voices and conversations and discussions. So I'm glad you decided to take that venture because there were other podcasters that inspired me to start doing what I did. And I would say also I loved Leonard Maltin. I still do,
Yes.
and Robert Osborne from TCM. And I was like, I want to be you guys. You just get to interview everybody. So I always try to live up to that hype of wanting to be them.
Oh, same here. Leonard Maltin's a classic. And of course, rest in peace to Robert Osborne. May he forever his legacy
We miss
continue.
him.
Yeah.
Darn it. That great movie ride would have stayed on a little bit longer, if we had Robert Osborne but I'm glad TCM still continues. It's just nice to see like the old flashback clips they post online and then sometimes people post on YouTube old interviews and that's what I'm watching sometimes on a late Friday night. I'm just watching Robert Osborne interview Betty Hutton. Like, who am I? I'm cool. That's what I'm
Yeah,
a
you
rock
have
star.
Yeah, you have good taste. You have good taste. You have good taste. I would do the same thing. So you're in good company here. And also yeah, so also what I like to do is kind of go to the beginning because aside from you doing your podcast show, you are also a singer, actress, and also recently a director too. So I definitely want to talk
Yeah,
about yeah, so I definitely want to talk about your stage work, what you've been doing for film. So I
sure.
guess yeah, so the question would be, what was the theater bug that got you started in wanting to do the creative arts and getting that being your creative career?
I think I would see shows at Disney World and, little children's shows in the area. I was raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I just wanted to be on that stage. And when my mom signed me up for dance class and I finally got to be on stage, I was like, hey, this is where I belong. She knew it too. So she always encouraged me and signed me up for acting classes and camps. And I learned so much from a lot of these camps. And then I did like my first official show with community theater in 2004. So again, 20 years of doing a lot of theater and stage. And it's such a delight to go on stage and be somebody else for a little bit and not you. So yeah, and after all this time, it's like you see shows and you're like, okay, they could fix this, they could fix this, and so the little director brain and voice in my mind starts going off, and it does it all the time. And so finally, I got to direct a production of Pride and Prejudice. That was my first directing debut, and it was difficult, but you know I knew my vision, and I think I executed it very well, if I do say myself. And I got a lot of lovely compliments from people who came to see it saying they really enjoyed it. So I think I did pretty well, and I want to keep doing that. So we'll see what the future holds for directing, but I do love being on the stage. So I don't think that bug will ever run away from me.
That's wonderful. And what year was the production of Pride and Prejudice?
Oh, that was this time last year, literally
Oh,
this like a week to the day that we
wow.
had opened, I think, in 2025. So new director, although I have, worked on cabarets, small little cabarets to promote my album, and I've directed little things here and there, one acts, but not a full production. But I still like to give myself a pat on the back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because people don't realize that it does take a level, a good skill set level to be a director
Yes.
because you're basically have to answer so many questions during the day, and also making sure the show is running smoothly, and not just
Yes.
what's happening on stage, but scheduling of like, oh, your actor's sick. So yes,
You
I
got
can
to
imagine.
pivot. You got
Yeah.
to pivot. And you got to know how to not take on all the work for yourself. You've got to distribute it. The producer's supposed to do this, and the stage manager's supposed to do that. You can't do anything. The final word comes from you, but everybody has to play their part because it can't just all be the director. You know what I mean? So I had a really great team. So I was really lucky. And they did a wonderful job. So I'd love to work with them again. That would be cool.
Yeah, and who are your assistant director and your producers? We can give them a special shout out if you want.
Oh, they know who they are. They know who they are. They know who they are. But yeah, I hope it's so interesting because, I've a lot of people say, well, what do you want to do next? What do you want to direct next? I think an unknown musical, maybe you've never heard of it, is called Wonderland by
Okay.
Frank Wildhorn. And he did Jekyll and Hyde and Bonnie and Clyde. And
Mhm.
there's this great piece that he wrote about Alice, who's all grown up. She's like 35 or 40, and she has a daughter. And the story takes a spin because her marriage is in shambles. And the Mad Hatter comes back from Wonderland, played by a woman now, and kidnaps her daughter, takes her to Wonderland, and now it's Alice's turn to go rescue her daughter and find, the child inside her that she's lost. So it's a great piece, and it's one I'd love to direct. If I can ever be in it, I'd love to direct it. I think it's a great piece.
Oh, that's awesome. And it's called Wonderland by Frank Wildhorn.
Yes, yeah. I think we call it the slime tutorial. There's
Hmm.
a viewing of it on YouTube, I'm sure, of the original production on Broadway, and they just released the rights to an updated version of it. So I'm eager to see if anybody's going to do it anytime soon. I'd love to see the updated version. What's
Yeah.
what's different? Yeah,
Yeah, you should jump on that. Yeah, once that becomes available, that would be great.
yeah.
Yeah, and Frank Wildhorn, he's such a great composer. Even the album he did for Civil War, which is right up there with
Oh
Jekyll and Hyde.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, not a lot of people know about that either. And somebody had suggested it when I was on a play selection committee. So I listened to it and I read it and I was like, wow, this is a very unusual piece. He really takes leaps. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people do that, and I know a lot of critics really don't like his work. But I think if somebody takes a leap and takes a chance, I say at least support it. You could say, hey, I didn't like it, but at least you did something different because everybody just does a remake of multiple things and just reboots. And if you can take something and change it, or create something new, it should be supported. So
Exactly. Yeah. Like you said perfectly. So, yeah, because I think people, when I mean people, like the average theater goer, movie goer, I think there's just not, they don't understand what it takes to do a show or to do a movie or anything like that. It's kind of like the couch, what is it? What they call it? The couch critic where they can criticize, but it's like, well, unless you're
yes,
actually
but they
in,
don't know. They don't know.
yeah. And also that's
No
what's really,
clue.
Yeah, and that's what kind of like really amazing too, because just with all the productions you have done, because I've also done community theater, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Just being on stage and just collaborating. So that is
It's team
wonderful.
effort. It's team
Yes.
effort all the way. You know, it's so funny. I did a production of Legally Blonde in high school, and I
Ooh.
remember I think the coach said to the football team, "You have to be in this show, otherwise you're not on the team." So the whole football team
Ooh.
did the show because we needed a lot of guys,
Yeah.
and they had a great time. They said to us, we had no idea how hard this is, which it is hard because not only is there a show happening on stage, but there's a show happening behind the scenes because you're getting props, you're changing outfits and tech's happening behind you. So I don't think, theater gets the kudos they should as maybe, sports players are making millions upon millions and our
Right.
Broadway folks are making just enough to survive in the New York apartments and those crazy prices. So,
Right. Exactly. We should flip it. Be like, all right, take a percentage from their earnings and give it to the actors. They need it more than you do, guys. You're good.
they're they're working their tails off. Everybody's like, go to Broadway. I'm like, it's 8 shows a week, 1 day off. It is brutal because you have to take charge of this. You've got to
Hmm.
make sure you're healthy. You've got to make sure you're exercised and go through physical therapy. It's a long haul. So it's not for the faint of heart. It's for those who really love it. So that's why I'm like, kudos to those who do it. I go to see the shows on Broadway and I love it. I'm
Yes.
happy being in the audience. I don't mind that. Although it would be nice to be on the Broadway stage one day. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen. Yeah. And but that's amazing. Seriously, that is really amazing, Tammy. Oh gosh. And I would say going to your community theater circuit, what was the first play you did in community theater? What was the one that, because that is a big deal because you're going from like smaller, school productions to more of you're collaborating with strangers. And what was the one that stands out the most for a community theater show, just for your first one that you did?
I did Cinderella. Rogers and Hammerstein. The prince is giving a
What?
ball.
Whoa. What year?
2004.
I was in Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella in 2003. That was
So
my
hey, we just everybody
that
was doing it.
yeah, that was my first one because I'm a homeschool kid, so I never got to experience, high school. And there was that like, hey, they're doing Cinderella, Rodgers and Hammerstein. Yeah, I know that. But that is really cool that that was your first one as well.
Mhm.
1 year after,
Who
but
were who were you in it? Were you like one of the towns
yeah,
people?
I was just a
Gotcha.
townsperson and dance, like one of the background people. I'm not a starring role by any means. So you're also a background person too?
Yeah, I was just a little girl that goes, and me, I'm in the second grade. The prince is
It's just
giving a
giving a
ball.
ball.
The prince
Uh,
is giving a ball.
ball. Yeah, oh, that is so cool. And that's a fun
Yeah,
show to do. That's if you're gonna start
it's
the
so sweet.
yeah.
That version, by the way, not the
Mm,
updated version. That is
yeah.
just not good.
Yeah, it's okay. It's kind of like it's not if it's not broken, leave it alone.
See, I love the Whitney and Brandy version. If they had just taken that
Hmm.
and put that on Broadway, I'd been up for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not that version. Although my
Right.
mom grew up with the Leslie Ann Warren version, which I did
Me
too.
too. Me too.
So I love Leslie Ann, and I got to speak to her one time about it because I loved her in
Oh,
The Happiest Millionaire. So
yeah. Not many people know that movie. I grew up with that and one and only genuine original family band.
that's right. About time, about
About
time.
time. Do, 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 do,
Such a
do.
great score. I
But that's
interviewed the cast of Family Band on my show too. I tried to gather as many as I could, and they were all so sweet. It was great to kind of reunite them, and
whoa.
what a unique experience they had. So
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's
I'll
a
send it to you so you can listen.
please do. Please do. Yeah. I mean, yeah, not many people know those musicals. So that proves you're a good Disney fan. Happiest Millionaire, one and only genuine original family band. Because when I mention them to some
Yes.
people, they're like, come
They're
on.
like, what? What is
But
this?
Yeah, and it's
And
like,
Happiest Millionaire took place over here in Philly. So with
yes,
the real Biddle family, which apparently my dad says we're related to distantly. I'm like, but where's
really.
the money?
Where's the alligators? Where's the
Where
alligators?
are the alligators and where's the money? You know?
Oh, and of course you got to applaud the Sherman brothers for writing both of the songs
Oh,
for. Oh my gosh, and it's sad though
amazing.
of
I
their
would have
pet.
loved to have talked to them about those scores. Nobody really brought them up to them. I met Richard Sherman briefly at an event, and he was very sweet, and he was with his
Oh,
wife. And I just said something in passing because he was trying to get to his room, but he was very, very sweet. So it was nice to finally, meet him after seeing him on,
oh.
VHS and DVD behind the scenes. So
Oh man, that must have been. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, the Richard Sherman. Oh, may he rest
mhm.
in peace. And of course, Robert, his brother Robert Sherman. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Seriously, what did he? Do you remember what he said to you in that quick passing?
I think we had just seen a show that incorporated a little bit of Mary Poppins in it, and he was like, "I loved it." He's like, "I'm so glad they." He didn't know that it was in it, and he's like, "It was so wonderful." And I just said, "It was so nice to meet you," and it was really brief in passing because I was so nervous and I didn't want to disturb the man. You know what I mean? Because he was enjoying his night out and about with his family. So, but he was very sweet. But it was interesting because I interviewed his son Greg and
Ooh,
his nephew Jeff, who is the son of Robert, and both of them came together to do that
the
documentary about
boys.
the boys. And so I interviewed both of them about working on that documentary. So in a way, secondhand, still knowing a little bit about Richard and Robert. So that was lovely. Some things are meant to be, some things aren't. And I'm just so grateful that back in the day they did do so many interviews with other people because you could see them online, which is great.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. I'm just absorbing everything that you're just telling me
You're
right
like,
now.
I
That
have all these interviews now to listen to. Oh
yeah. Oh heck yeah. That's kind of like I know what I'm doing on a Sunday night.
no.
Man, that is incredible. Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely going to listen to those seriously because I love the Sherman Brothers, the Boys
Yeah.
documentary. It's really a great
Great
documentary.
documentary.
And
Oh,
then
the
and then
best.
all and then also that kind of segues into not only were you doing community theater, so how I'm trying to look over my notes here. So how did you get started in doing podcasts? I think one of the first shows you did was Unlocked for Her Interactive, or is that something else? Or am I getting my information wrong?
Yeah, so I started with my podcast. It was called TIARA Talk, and I worked on that with Danelle and Darlene. And, after a while, because they were, Darlene was a mom and Danelle was in college, and I was just in like middle school. So we had things going on. So I asked them if it was okay with their blessing to keep the show going. So I did, and I was in college at the time, and I loved Her Interactive, and they've done Nancy Drew games, computer
Mhm.
games. And I asked them, I said, hey, because at the time my podcast was just centered, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to stray from that at the time. So I messaged them. I said, hey, it would be so great to interview people who were a part of these games and made them and were voices, and they were on board with it. So I think for about 4 years, I released a couple of episodes every year and got to talk to all these great voiceover actors and artists and talented people who brought these games together, which are amazing. If you haven't played a Nancy Drew computer game, you can play them now through Steam,
Okay.
which is that online for you have to play them. They're the best. My favorite is Message in a Haunted Mansion. So if you can
Ooh,
grab that one's great. Or Treasure in the Royal Tower. So
awesome.
but yeah, so yeah, that's how Unlocked came to be. And things come and go, and when to close the door because there's another door open. So, I think they're all still up at some point. All the interviews are still up, which is good, and people can
Yeah.
listen to them. And I still play the games when they release them. They're still releasing games, which I love, and I play the old ones all the time because it's just nostalgic.
That's awesome. Wow. And how long did you do that for with the Tiara Talk Show and the Unlocked Her Interactive? How long were you doing that for?
So Unlocked was for 4 years, and Tiara Talk has been happening. So Tiara Talk went from Tiara Talk to the Tiara Talk Show to the Tammy Tucky Show. So it's kind of been like
Oh,
that easy, smooth transition and into because I originally, because I was so young, I didn't want people to know I was 14 asking, like I was calling these agents and just saying, hey, I want to talk to so and so, and they thought I was in my 30s.
wow.
So, if I gave them my real name, some of them actually found out that I was younger than what I was because they were researching me. So I had like a false name, a stage name for a little bit, Tammy Turner. And then finally I said, I think this is ridiculous. I'm now 17, turning 18. And I had my real name out there. And then I changed the show so I could not just be Disney centered, but because there's other things I like, Broadway,
Yeah.
television shows. And so now I'm able to talk about anything I want on my show.
Oh,
So
and I'm just impressed at the age of 14 years old, you calling agents. How many 14-year-old
I know,
14 year
who
olds
was
you?
I? Who was this girl? Like, I want to meet her because the self-esteem and I don't know.
But
I'd like to meet her myself.
but that also brings in the question too. So because this is pre-Facebook, so this is like pre-social media, I believe. So
Yes.
so
Yes. You had to cold call these offices and they would transfer you to the secretary and sometimes the main agent and you'd have to email it. So I'd have to have an email together that looked professional and I still have one, I still use it, almost. It's just changed a little bit over the years. So yeah, some people say no, some people don't respond, but Facebook, I was still able to reach out and meet so many people on Facebook. So it wasn't like, you didn't use Facebook. Sometimes you did.
mhm.
So, but it's a little bit different now. It's harder to get the agent's information because it's more kept under lock and key, under, paywalled things. So, but you could reach out to people online, the celebrities are all online now and
Yeah,
answering themselves. So sometimes you get lucky and they
right.
answer you back. So,
Exactly. So that meant so 14-year-old Tammy, did you go through like the yellow pages, and for kids at home, this is how you called people before cell phones?
no, they had like a yellow pages for talent online for a
Oh,
long time, and it was mainly for because a lot of people like autographs, and I think these websites are still out there. You could send something in and get it autographed and they would mail it back if you mailed something with it. Now, I'm not an autograph girl. I would rather have a conversation with somebody in a picture.
yeah.
But these autographs, they would go to the agents, the company. So, that was where their agent was. So to do it professionally, you reach out to the agent or the company. I would call because, emails weren't published online. They still aren't. And so you call and they say, well, what do you want? And you're like, well, I wanted to put an interview request in for such and such because it's the 20th anniversary of such and such. And I wanted to discuss the processes with them on the show. And they said, okay, that sounds good. Why don't you put it in writing and email it to us? And that's how I did it. So, yeah.
Wow. Wow. I am color me impressed. Color me impressed. That's
Well,
incredible,
this was me
man.
not going out and, partying with people. And like, I was just at home, being like, I would interview this person. It's like,
I,
what was I doing back then? But it was fun. I loved it. I had a good time. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I honestly wish more kids did that. Like kids, come on, use your potential here. Wow, that's incredible. I love that, Tammy. That is great. Because wow,
Thanks.
because I mean, if we were to go through the number of guests you've interviewed from when you were
It's like
young,
400 probably.
yeah,
Over 400 maybe. I have to tally everything because I want to have the numbers for my live show in August, but it's over 400 at this point.
yeah, because you've interviewed people like Suzanne Sarandon, Stephen Schwartz. And
Hmm.
also the one and only genuine original family band cast, which that still blows my
Yeah.
mind. Oh my gosh, wow. I mean, yeah. So I think even because I know you also we also know that you've done quite a few anniversary, like you mentioned. I really loved watching the DreamWorks Prince of Egypt anniversary you did
Oh,
because this was during COVID,
yes.
and I know that. during COVID, we really needed something uplifting. So I just remember
And
what,
distracting.
yeah, distracting from all the craziness going on with, quarantine. So I just
Yeah,
love all of them that you've done. The Emperor's New Groove, the Treasure Planet anniversary. So yeah, so
they're
that's how.
fun. They just take a long time to put together, but patience is a virtue. This is when you have to really be patient and reaching out to people because it takes months. Sometimes it takes 6 months to get these things together, but it's worth it in the end. You know what I mean? It's such a joy. It's such a joy. So,
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because I can only, as I was thinking about that too, it's like, how long does it take Tammy to? So I got my answer. So months. So when you had to do, let's say, for example, the Treasure Planet anniversary, there was a lot of people for that. So how long did it take you to
yes.
organize that?
That was probably a good 6 to 8 months because what I usually do is I think you like to start with the people that put the project together originally, which are the directors and producers,
Yes.
because I feel like a lot of people are more on board to join if they know that the head of that team is a part of it, and I make it. I try my best to make it known that my show is not to it's supposed to be a positive thing. So I'm not looking to get a 30-second TikTok go viral because of something somebody has said. So I like to start small, where I start with the head team
Mhm.
and see what their thoughts are, and if we can expand it to include more people. And that usually just comes to be, and people enjoy it. And I think now I have a very good reputation because I know so many people now, especially in Disney animation, and they're all so sweet and kind to me, and they know that I'm not malicious.
Yeah.
I really have take a joy in doing and hosting these. And it's like one of those things. I remember a couple times when I was originally doing interviews, there were some animators that are like, "Why me? Like, why do you want to talk to me?" And I said, "Well, why wouldn't I?" And that was like that was a little painful because you just why wouldn't anybody want to talk to you? So to hear from the people who are not usually recognized, maybe publicly, I think is wonderful. It's a really wonderful thing to do, especially to people you owe a lot for creating this wonderful childhood of movies that you've seen and activities and rides and theme parks and things like that. So that's the joy I take out of it, even though it takes a long time. But I'm very organized. So I think I can toot my own horn there where I'm like, okay, we've got a schedule. This is what it is. I like to explain it to everybody, and I think everybody's usually on board. So I have one coming up this weekend, and it's been a while since I've done a big reunion as of last year. So I'm like, okay, getting everything ready, making sure everybody feels comfortable, everybody knows what's going on, and usually everything goes smoothly. If it doesn't, you just roll with the punches. Some people don't show. There's accidents that happen where it's like my laptop's not working. You just have to roll with it.
Yeah, exactly. And so that makes me appreciate that more so because I had no idea that it takes up to like 6 to 8 months to,
Yes.
oh my gosh,
It's
wow.
usually a little seed is planted first. It's like, okay, what do you think, Mr. Director and Mr. Producer? And then they're like, okay, let's do it. And then you go from there. Baby steps. You're
Wow.
building the boat. And then you got to get the people in the boat. And then go across the sea.
Yeah, full sail ahead, Captain.
Full speed ahead. Here we go.
Man,
Just
but
don't hit any icebergs or just we're trying to get across the boat, across the way, just to get over the rainbow.
yeah, and then once when it's happening, it's like we made it, we made it. We
We
didn't fall off,
made it.
and we didn't fall off
Yeah,
the edge of the earth. The earth is not flat. We made it.
that's right. Yep.
Oh, that is awesome. I love that so much. That is great, Tammy. Man. And
Yeah.
also I
And
so I
that's not even counting like when people send things in because I now it's a visual podcast. It used to not be a visual podcast, but I switched that over around 2022.
Mhm.
So people send me video clips and photos. So now at the same time of interviewing, I'm bringing things up. It's just me. So I'm bringing up photos and videos, and it helps jog people's memories from the audience and then from the cast and crew, which I think is such a joy to it. It just adds another layer to it. And I'm so grateful I can do it now just a lot more fun.
Yeah, because from what I've watched from the recent anniversaries, yeah, because it is cool to see a little bit of the behind the scenes clips or photos, like even stuff you may have never seen before. So just to get that
Yes.
nice behind the scenes anecdote, or it's like, oh, I didn't know that happened on set, or oh, this is yeah. So that's really cool that you're doing incorporating those visuals into that. So that is awesome. I love that.
Because I feel like a lot of people don't do it, but with YouTube you could do it because it's fair use because
Hmm.
we're commenting on it. I get a lot of not strikes. I get a lot of warnings saying, "Well, this is copyrighted," and I can reply and say fair use because guess what? I'm talking to the director who directed the scene or the actor who's in the scene, and then the copyright goes away because it is fair use. We're having a conversation about it, so I
Yeah.
don't use like 2 minutes of something. I try to keep it 1 minute or under that. So we're keeping a schedule because I just don't want things to lag or be you know dull on my end. So let's keep the interview going and so
Exactly, yeah. So I hate it when that pops up and it's like, no, I talked to the directors. We're good, we're good, we're square, we're
we did
good.
fine. We did
We're
fine.
not
Yeah.
pirating, we're good.
Yeah, that's not me. It's not me. I would never. I don't do that.
Well, that's great. That's a man. Oh my gosh. But yeah, and so I'm also excited for the what you mentioned earlier, the interview you're doing it's going to be Sunday, June 28th, right? And this is in celebration of Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame 30th anniversary.
Yes. Yep. And they had a show at Disney World. So that ran from 96 to 2002. And
Hmm.
my family, we loved it. We saw it all the time and we miss it dearly. And we now are friends with some of the people who are in the show that are on our home videotapes doing the show. And so some of them are going to be on the broadcast. And we're just going to talk about how the show came to be, and it was the top rated show at Walt Disney World for years. Michael Eisner loved it, and we don't get to see shows like this anymore at Disney World. It just doesn't happen there, which is a shame, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So we're going to celebrate the show and what it did and its place in history. And I'm really excited to talk to everybody about it. That's what I was doing a little bit today when I had a little bit of a lunch break. I was just looking at some of the photos that people were sending in and trying to organize them for the broadcast. So it'll be great to see these behind the scenes photos and videos.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I'm definitely going to watch it. So you count me in for watching that live stream. That's going to be great. And I'm not sure if you
Yay!
can see it. Maybe if I lower my laptop for a second, I am wearing the Disney Hunchback of Notre Dame shirt.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just
I
for
I don't
you.
even have a Hunchback shirt, and I should get one because they sell them on Box Lunch now. They sell all this Hunchback merch on Disney Store and Hunchback and Box Lunch now because of the anniversary. So I need to get one. I
Yeah,
love it.
I got this from Amazon for like 16, 19 bucks. So,
I
so
think, and that's
yeah,
fine too.
yeah, so I was like, because I knew I was going to be interviewing you today, so it's like, all right, order it this time, let it come. So yeah, so of course I just had to get the Hunchback and also
Love.
speak. Yeah, and also I'm curious. Well, also on the topic of Hunchback, now, do you remember when you watched the animated film? Did you watch it in theaters at a time, or did you see it on videotape when it came to be, or anything like that?
I definitely didn't see it in theaters because I was born that year. So it
Oh,
came out in June. I was born in February. I wish my mom would have just thrown me in the bassinet and been like, "Here we go. We're gonna go see some Hunchback, darling." Um, but I will tell you, when I got the VHS tape, watched it all the time. I had my cassette of the music. I played it all the time. I wanted to be Esmeralda. I think I was her for Halloween one year.
ooh, okay.
And I just sang "God Help the Outcasts" all the time. I loved Hunchback. I think I was Hunchback and Little Mermaid and Atlantis were the three films that were on tedious rotation. My poor mother. But yes, I don't remember when I saw it. I just remember watching it in my childhood. But I do remember seeing the Hunchback show as a kid and just falling in love with it even more. I think theater has such a magic to it.
Mhm.
and there's nothing like it, and I can't really put it into words very well. But yeah, I've always been a Hunchback fan. I get so bummed when it just gets glossed over, but I'm glad it's in the
Yeah.
fireworks show right now. Even though I don't like
Yes.
fireworks and I don't watch the fireworks show, I watch it online. I go, somebody
Yeah.
loves Hunchback.
Yeah, so it's great that they're incorporating the songs into the fireworks show. I mean, because that's
Yes,
brilliant. I mean, if you're going to have very powerful music, why not do it with the fireworks show with that great
100%.
chorus? You know, the bells, 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 and yeah,
Love it.
yes, I'm so glad they're doing that. And also, I know that one of your two CDs that you did. You also
Mhm.
sang Hellfire. You did a cover of Hellfire, and yes, so
Yes,
and that's the name of the CD, if I remember correctly, is "Glowing in Timeless Places."
that's right. Yes. Well, they didn't put the song Hellfire in the stage show at Disney World for
Right, of course.
obvious
Yeah.
reasons.
Hmm.
Well, they also had to time this, you know what I mean? And it's a timed show. It's only 30 minutes. So they had to
Yeah.
fit in as much as they could. So I understand that. I get it. But yes, I was like, well, I want to sing it even though it was never done in the park.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
I did it. It was
could
great.
I
It
mean,
was fun.
could you imagine that was played of kind of like like playing that at the Disney theme park of Hellfire, and
I
it's
think it's used in the background of Phantasmic. So
okay.
like an underneath the, underscore, right? And that, and also I think in World of Color in Disneyland. And when we were in the Grand Californian at Disneyland,
Mhm.
there's a piano that just plays music and it
Mhm.
plays Disney songs. And I remember I was coming down to the lobby and it was playing Hellfire. And I was like, is anybody else hearing this or is it just me? So I went down, I rushed down to the piano. I'm like, oh my God, there's nobody here playing it, but it's like the ghost piano. And I was like, this is
Oh,
fantastic. Who programmed this in it? I want to shake their hand.
yeah, that's amazing. That is, yeah, when those
Yeah.
moments happen, it's like, yes, please. But yeah,
Hmm.
so yeah, and also, yeah, so I definitely want to talk about what led you to the decision to include that cover of Hellfire for your CD and the arrangements. Yeah, let's talk about all of that, about your CDs and music.
Just, I love that song. It's a very, very vocally challenging song.
Hmm.
And it was very hard to learn. And then my friend Catherine Lynch Meyering, she is the singing voice of the bride at Disneyland Paris, and I had always told her I want to perform with you at some point. And we have not yet met in person, but she agreed to do the album with me and do that specific track as the Angel Church Archdeacon vocals,
Yes,
and it was great. It was
oh, that's so
fantastic, and
that that's cool. I had no idea because I recognized the name, but now that you put the missing piece for me to put two and two plus four, it's like, oh wow, that's incredible. So you still, but you haven't
she's
met her?
great. No,
Oh,
not in person yet. Maybe next year. I'm hoping I get to run into her in California when I'm next visiting. So we shall see. But she was recently on my show. We talked about her latest book on grief, and so she's an author now. And it's a wonderful book. I think it's called A Little Book of Grief.
oh wow.
And you should definitely check it out. But what a voice. And I was just in Disneyland Paris last summer and I finally
Oh,
got to ride Phantom Manor and hear her voice. And I called her. I remember I called her right after I wrote it for the first time. I went, oh my God, it was great. It was fantastic. I got to hear you. And I just rode the ride like five more times because I loved it.
wow, that is incredible. How many people can say that? Where it's like, yeah, wow. Man, wow. So officially, have you? So since you've been to the Disneyland Paris theme park,
Yes.
and I'm sure you've
And Disneyland and Disney World. So that's three. I've been to three of
wow.
them.
Because I know there's also another one of Disney Shanghai, I think it is, in
Yeah, Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Tokyo. There's three more, I think.
yes, I think so. Yeah, how many more parks do we have? So those would be
I
cool to.
think we got three more. I want to get to Shanghai because I saw the footage of that Pirates ride that they have, and it
Yes.
is unbelievable. But it's so hard to get over there, and I'm like, oh, I need to plan it out. I'll make it happen, but my gosh, that would be amazing. That'd be amazing to see it in person.
Yeah, because I've only been to Walt Disney World, because
Mhm.
which was a treat itself. So, but it's interesting because when you first go into these parks, it's kind of like, yeah, this is actually happening. I'm here. Um,
Yes, it's
so I
overwhelming. Even going back, you're like, oh, this is magical.
Yeah, so but for Disneyland, because I know that you had Don Hahn as a recent guest, and I love when you were talking about
Yes,
the Disneyland and how
his
yeah,
book.
yes, his book, yes, oh my gosh, because I loved how he gave the little anecdotes about the pretzels, and then you mentioned the pickles and things like that too. So I love those little
Yes.
details. So when you went, now the question is, when you went to Walt Disney World, and then of
Mhm.
course Disneyland Paris, what were the foods that you saw that you're like, you know what, I'm going to try these? So what were the ones you saw for those parks?
So Disneyland Paris, I really didn't have a lot of snacks there. I had a really lovely sit down lunch at Walt's, and that was one of the loveliest. That their main street is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I really wish we had it at Disney World. And you can, it's a restaurant that's upstairs in the main street section. And I didn't know it at the time. I picked the greatest time to do it because there's nobody in there because there was a parade outside the
Oh
window.
my,
So I went to lunch and I'm watching the parade inside in air conditioning, mind you, because it is August and it was hot.
oh man.
And watching the parade, eating my meal, and I really loved it. That was a great experience. The food overall in the parks, not my favorite, but that's okay. Disney World is Disney World has much better food options, but then again, you're at World Showcase.
Hmm.
So with Epcot, you get to hop around and grab foods from all the different countries, and I think it just has more to offer, which is
Hmm.
fine. Now Disneyland, I don't think we oh, the Blue Bayou restaurant, which is the restaurant inside the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. That's
Oh,
lovely. And that food is great. I had a salmon dish. Amazing. And it's a must do every time I go to Disneyland.
uh,
Disneyland is to go to the Blue Bayou restaurant. So that will be my suggestion if anybody's going to Disneyland Paris, Waltz, Disneyland, Blue Bayou, and if you're going to Disney World for food, I think my favorite place to eat is the Liberty Tree Tavern, which is right across the way
ooh.
from Hall of Presidents at Magic Kingdom. Amazing food,
Yeah.
and it reminds me of Philadelphia because we used to have the City Tavern, which was the true tavern that Benjamin Franklin and the Congress would go to back and forth from Independence Hall. And then they closed it because of COVID, sadly. It was just awful. But
Hmm.
Liberty Tree Tavern reminds us very much of the City Tavern in Philadelphia. So,
Wow, that's great. Yeah, because I know what you're talking about. Yes, I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't get to eat at the that part of Epcot, but I know what you're talking about. Oh my gosh! And so again, watchers and listeners, if you happen to be in Disneyland, go to the Blue Bayou at the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. You know, you heard it from Tammy. That's her choice to go to for
it's
food.
the best. It's
And
delish. And sometimes Jack Sparrow's running around right outside the Blue Bayou restaurant. So, it's really cool and it's just really quiet. It's kind of like the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot where you eat inside
yes.
by the boats. It's
Oh
very
yes.
similar.
Oh yeah,
Very
I
similar.
ate. Oh, I ate there. Yeah, that was amazing. And I think
Their rice
I
is
don't.
great.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And so it was really cool. I mean, just to learn more about what they do at the parks, how they do grow everything their own. So it's all, it's fresh.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yep.
And now the other question is, like, when you've been to other parks, what was the one ride or attraction that your inner nerd geek out the most? Like, yeah. So I know there's several, but if you had to put the one that gave you the biggest reaction, what would that be?
Well, Disneyland Paris, it was definitely Phantom Manor, although I was kind of blown away by Thunder Mountain Railroad because that one was even more wild than the Disneyland and Disney World ones because it's longer and underneath the ground. It kind of reminded
Yeah.
me of Expedition Everest. So I really enjoyed those two, loved them. Disneyland, I love the canoes. You get to canoe around the Mark Twain Tom Sawyer's Island,
Yeah.
and so much fun because you have to canoe. You're not on a track, so you got to work your tush off. They don't have it at Disney World anymore, and I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. It's just great. And then with Disney World, I think the People Mover, the Tomorrowland People Mover, is just it's just so iconic. It really hasn't changed. But I do love Carousel of Progress. I'm not going in there to sleep. I go in there to watch it because I just love it. So I know a lot of people are sad it's going away, but we were just saying progress is progress. So we'll see what happens. I would have loved to have auditioned for a voice in it, the new version. I want to be the daughter. I want to be Patricia. No, anyways. But those are the ones I kind of geek out the most about.
Yeah. So Disney, if you're listening, yeah, we have a part just for Tammy. If you're listening,
I'm right here.
You're right here. But yeah,
if my new boyfriend Theodore sees me in this, it'll scare him away.
Oh no!
He'll always carry that torch.
No, it'll make you like you even more. He'll make him love you even more. I'd say, well, this is me. This is me. Take it or. But going back to what you said about Tom Sawyer Island, yeah, because thankfully I did get to see that Tom Sawyer Island in Walt Disney World before they revamped. I went to see it in 2021 during COVID, so I can say I got to ride Splash Mountain before they turned it to Tammy's Bayou.
Everything changed.
Yeah. And of course
we miss it.
Yeah, you said
it had a newly renovated bathroom too. Like you would think that it's just in the wilderness. It had this great bathroom in these quiet areas, so it was really a perfect area to get out of the way of the hullabaloo. Yes. So my favorite story was though before we went back the one year. A bear had been found in one of the caves. So meaning the bear swam. The way to the island, and some cast member has to do a check. So cast member's going around and he's like, "Oh, buyer!" and running out, and it just made me laugh so hard because if you watch the Disneyland Fun sing along, they do the Country Bear song "Great Outdoors," and they used to have they had Tom Sawyer's Island, but they had the fort. Yeah. Which is now taken over by Fantasmic, but the fort, they had the bears running out after the children, and I was like, that's exactly what just happened at Disney World. It was the funniest thing. So when we went down after we heard about this, I did ask a cast member while we were boating over, I said, so can you confirm or deny what cave the bear was in? Because there's 3, right? Yeah. And he was like, well, I cannot confirm or deny, but the fort cave seemed to be riddled with ghosts. And, so we were just like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. I so wish somebody had footage of the cast member running like Shaggy and Scooby out of the cave. I can't even imagine. Like, can you?
Yeah. Well, maybe, who knows? Maybe someone did record it. Who knows? Maybe it just hasn't surfaced on the net yet.
If it is ever released, I think I might die of laughter. So.
That is
as long as nobody was hurt, right? So
of course,
that's the main thing to say. They probably just found the bear sleeping. He probably swam over. He's like, I'm exhausted now, and I'm going to sleep.
Yeah,
but what?
That is amazing, though. Oh my gosh, yeah. So thankfully, hopefully, no one was hurt. No one was hurt.
No, but the bear was fine. They didn't euthanize it. They just made sure it was asleep. I think they gave it a little shot to make sure he was asleep, and then they moved him to a location where he was safe. So bear was okay.
Yeah, but imagine if you had theater park goers seeing that event. It's like, okay, we're on our way to go see the Country Bears right now.
That's why they do everything before the park opens. So get everything, check everything, check every cubby, check every cave, So.
Oh yeah, especially in California. Now, granted, there's no bears in Florida, but I'm sure they come across a gator or two. We've seen reports. So yeah,
no, this was in Florida.
Oh, this was in
Florida.
Oh, so not California.
Was in Florida.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah,
it was. That's why they were like, huh? Yeah, they were expecting more of like a crocodile than a bear. Like, what is this?
Wow.
It's okay. Like a baby bear. Like it's probably like a medium-sized bear. That's the only thing I think of. Like, how could this big thing get inside the little caves? Because the caves were tiny. So.
Wow. Okay.
Wonder where that bear is now. He's got a story too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Imagine if you follow it from. Yeah. Make that into a little Disney short film. A little bear Wanders into Disney World, something like that. Wow.
Yeah,
So now that is impressive. Oh my gosh.
it was great. It was great. I laughed so hard. Oh, I was like, even when I was walking through the cave after we talked to the cast member, I was just like chortling. I was like, oh, where's the bear? So
Oh,
ridiculous.
yeah. And that reminds you of the old like what is it, the Humphrey Bear, like put in the bag, bump bump. I'm not sure if you
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah, and also going back to your CD, one of the things I love about Glowing in Timeless Places CD too, there are some actually really good Disney deep cuts, like A Cowboy Needs a Horse. I grew up watching
Yeah,
that as a little kid, so when I saw
me
that on your
too.
track, I was like,
You're
she
like,
knows.
yes.
Yeah, I'm like, she knows this. Tammy knows this song. I mean,
Oh,
what? Yeah,
yeah.
wow, and it's a beautiful, beautiful. I love it because it brought me back to my childhood. So thank you so much for including that on your album. I haven't
Yeah,
heard
no
that song.
problem.
Yeah, so that's what I love about your music too. Like you're covering, of course, classics, but then you have the deep cut or stuff that people don't really know,
Yes.
and hopefully
Or
that
don't cover.
or
Like
don't.
nobody acknowledges it. You're like, what? You've got to acknowledge this. It's a great song.
Yeah, and also, and it's not a Disney song, but I love your cover of "We'll Meet Again." I love how you started off with the grainy record, and then it transitions once into the chorus. That is beautifully done. So, my watchers and listeners, if you have not yet heard Tammy Tucky's CD "Glowing in Timeless Places," you can buy it right now. You can go to Amazon. You can go to Tammy's website. So, be sure to listen to her albums. They're fantastic. So, I can't sing your praises for your music, honestly. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
I love doing the albums. They're just a lot of fun. That takes a lot too because I'm producing the whole thing myself. So
right.
it's a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work, rehearsal, and putting it together. I'd like to do it again, but I'm writing my own material, my own music, and my own
Oh,
songs. So I want to get that together. So maybe in a year or so, we'll see where that takes me.
yeah. Please let us know once that happens. I can't wait to hear some of your original music. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be fantastic.
Thank you. Crossing fingers.
Yeah. And then that also leads me to let's see here. Music and oh, and also one thing I asked you this before we started recording. I
Excuse
definitely
me,
want
I'm yawning because like I'm exhausted. Not that I'm bored with you. I just am like a tired sleeping beauty here.
Oh no, it's all good.
I
We'll
don't
just
get enough rest.
Well,
That's my
it's okay.
problem.
We'll just sing like I saw you once upon, so we'll just sing that.
Upon a
The
dream
dream.
sleep.
Yeah. So no worry, you're with a fellow Disney fan. So if it's like, well, we'll just sing some Disney songs and we're back up again.
Yes.
But one of the things I also want to give a special shout out to is your late mother, because I know that your family had established the Pamela D. Tucky Scholarship, and that you
Mhm.
just recently on June 5th of this year, 2026, you were able to give it to the first scholarship. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. How did that get started? Because we know we definitely talked a little bit about a little bit. You referenced your mom a little bit. So let's talk about that. How the
Mhm.
scholarship got started.
Well, we actually were approached by our neighbors during her celebration of life, and they said we really love because my mom was a staple in the neighborhood. The kids, if there was ever an emergency, all the kids in the neighborhood knew they could come to my mom. You know what I mean? She was always had the door open if somebody needed something, she was there. So I think they wanted to give back to my mom, and they're all so sweet and kind. And so they said, we have you ever thought of doing a scholarship because we'd like to, put something in for something like that. And we thought, what a great idea. And we wanted to support the theater department at my old high school because my mom did a lot of volunteering for the high school, so my sister and I could do shows there, and she could raise money for the shows is what she was doing. She was doing the snack stands and marketing, and so we thought what a great idea to finally establish a scholarship that actually supports the theater department, not only just the actors and actresses, but the stage crew, because they are also unsung heroes.
Yes.
So hence I say like consider the
Yes.
stage managed. My stage manager shirt. So anywho's so we thought, what a great idea. So that was a year ago, and we wanted to put it together for this coming year because we just missed the cutoff date for last year's scholarships. And we put it together, and it was just a lovely night of finally presenting it, and it was something we kept down low until we were ready to announce it and announce the winners. And we're just so grateful to our neighborhood friends for helping us put this together and supporting us. So my mom did not like the spotlight on her.
Mm.
So I know she would not be a fan if she had to be on stage accepting this or, giving it out. But I know she would have been really happy to support students because she was a teacher first and foremost as well too. She that's what she went to school for, and she was a teacher for years before she had my sister and I. So to know that we're supporting students and their education, she would have been all for that.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome, Tammy. That's wonderful. That's a great way to honor her legacy. I mean, that is really, I mean, truly special, truly special.
Yeah, I'm happy we put it together, and it was a really lovely night. And so the clip of us presenting it is somewhere on my social media pages if you wanted to see it. So, and we I sang a little bit at the end
Oh,
as a fun
really?
little thing. Yeah, I sang. You'll have to watch the clip. You'll realize why I did.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
my
because
mom
I
my mom sang to me all the time. So that's how I
mm.
kind of started singing. I was like, just singing all types of Singing in the Rain and Funny Girl and Barbara Streisand. So that was always happening in the house.
Oh, I love it. And that is amazing. So yeah, you were definitely enriched by all this great music by your mom. That is a gift. That
That's
is
right.
really. And wow, that's incredible. And aside from what you're doing for your podcast, you did kind of hint about you wanting to do some original music for an upcoming album. Hopefully, we'll get that soon. I mean, that's going to be great. And and also, are you going to try to do any like other like theater shows soon in the future, or are you just going to
Oh
focus
yeah,
on?
I'd love to. I'm always auditioning. I have an audition for a show this Sunday, which is one of my. I'm not going to say what it is because if I don't get it, I'll be sad. But I'm auditioning for a musical. It's one of my favorites, and I hope I get it. I'll let you know, and then I'll tell you what it is if I do get it. But I'm very excited for that. I always get nervous, but you have to go and audition, even if you know that you probably won't get the role. It's nice to kind of practice auditioning because it's nerve wracking.
Mm.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, you have confidence." It's like, well, there's a difference between having confidence and having the gumption to go in and put yourself out there because it does get nerve wracking. So we'll see. We'll see. I hope I get to do that because that will take over my fall schedule if I were to get into the show. So we'll see about that. And then it's always cabarets I love to do. So we'll see. Cross fingers.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that. And thankfully, also, if people visit your YouTube channels, thankfully, you have video clips of your performances that you've done. Like, I mean, you've done a song that I love from the original Peach Dragon. It's not easy, or is it not easy or
Yeah,
so easy?
it's
Um,
not easy.
easy. Yeah, I love that how you did that nice little duet. Was that your niece or something like that you sang in the clip or something?
So she's technically my second cousin, but like, I'm like I just say cousin Haley. She was a part of that was a cabaret I directed and put together for the release of Glowing in Timeless Places. So I really wanted to do something from Pete's Dragon because it's one of my favorites, and I keep wanting that to be a musical. So I thought, hey, this would be an easy song for her to learn because she loves to sing and perform, and it was just really sweet. And she's all grown up. I'm like,
Oh.
stop growing up, Haley. You're
Oh, that's
not getting so
wonderful.
big.
Oh no, that's great. And then of course you've done other ones too. You did also Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. Uh,
Oh, yes. That was a role I wanted to play for so long because I watched the VHS tape with Donny Osmond all the time with my mom and with my sister. So I knew the show backwards and forwards. It's very hard because it's like an operetta. You
yeah.
sing the whole show. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I was the narrator. It was great.
That's wonderful. And also speaking of Donny Osmond, I think there's a clip. It was like some kind of concert event, and they were singing "Any Dream Will Do." And I think, did you get you to sing with them for?
Yes. Oh my
Talk about
God.
that. Talk
That
about.
night I was treating my mom to go see Donnie in concert because she loved Donnie. So we went to go see it, and I had my cape of many colors. Because everybody else had Donnie on their shirt, but I was like the only one who was representing Joseph. Although I had my
Yes.
Mulan shirt right underneath it too. So,
Yeah.
but I was on the aisle seat, and I was dancing and I twirled my cape, and he came down, and if you watch the footage, the security guy next to him was like, get ready, get ready. But Donnie was like, come up. So I came up and I sang, and then he said to me, you have a great voice, after it was that. It was so great. And everybody kept coming up to me after the show, like all of his fans were like, yay! So it was great. Because I was probably one of the youngest people in the room, which was great. I didn't mind that either. And, it was fun seeing all these generations coming to me and saying, you did, that was so cool. Yay, yay, yay. So yeah, somebody filmed it for me and texted it to me while we were literally walking out. And I was like, thank God, because my mom didn't know how to use the camera, so we almost lost that footage. So thank God to this one gentleman who recorded it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and you can sing too. So I think just the fact that you're a great singer, and Donnie Alves was like, okay, we're good, we're good.
We're good. Yeah, it was great. I'd love to sing with him again. Who knows?
Hey,
Love
maybe.
him.
Well, hey, if there's ever a Mulan, maybe if just spitting it out here, if there's ever a Mulan
Oh my
anniversary,
God, be a man.
and
You must be
yes,
swift as the coursing
coursing
river.
river.
I love that section of the show. He did a great job, and the outfits of his background dancers were fabulous, and they had this really great cool girl playing Mulan. I was like, you go. It was wonderful.
Yeah, so maybe do a Mulan if there's ever a Mulan anniversary. Maybe we can reach out to Donny Osmond's agent, be like, "Hey, Donny, remember that person that
Come on,
sang? Come on,
Donnie.
like I know some people. Let's get it. Yeah, that would be sweet. That would be
Well,
that
their
would be
30th anniversary is coming up. That's in another 2 years. So we'll
yeah.
see. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that would be awesome. Oh my gosh, that's great because I love that clip. Because and then now that you're explaining the story about you were in Joseph, and then that's wonderful. Thank you so much for filling in the
Well, the
backstory.
Donnie was before I went. I did Joseph. So the
Oh,
Donnie clip. So when I told the cast I'd sung with Donnie, they're like, "Oh my gosh!" So I was able to like put that in my bio. Like I already sang with Donnie this song, but now I get to do the show. It's a dream come true. It was really awesome.
that's incredible. Oh my gosh. And man, thank you so much for sharing that. Seriously, I love stories like that, Tammy. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm also just looking at the time because I don't want to keep you too long because I know that I'm sure you have other important stuff to do. So I really appreciate you coming on my show. And this has just been great. Just hearing about your creative career, how you did podcasts and theater shows. So keep going. Please keep going. We love it. It's really a highlight because way before when I reached out to you, I was recovering from food poisoning, and while I was recovering, I watched that great interview you did with Don Hahn. So that was much needed
Oh
joy.
yeah,
Much needed
John's
joy.
the best. Woo!
Yeah, so it
And
was
I'm glad
nice.
you're feeling better, by the way.
Yes, me too. But that was just one of the things I love about your show, that sense of joy. And so because honestly, it was like, well, what's going on tonight? I'm, feeling miserable. It's like, oh, it's the Tammy Tucky show with Don Hahn. And of course, that
Yay!
yeah, so
A
yes.
distraction.
Yes, it was much needed. So I appreciate all that you do just as a fan of your show and someone who wants to do podcasting as well. So just know that you are also one of the reasons why I wanted to do podcasting. So that's why
Aw.
that's why you're a rock star to me. And that's why I'm just so grateful for all that you do, seriously. So keep doing what you're doing. You got a good fan base. Yeah, I'm one of them. So you go, girl.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Should I do my top five now before we
Yes.
close out?
Yes. Let's do our
I
top five. So I'm very excited to hear what your top five is.
Okay, so you said anything for top five. So I thought, okay, let's get like a little bit more obscure because Disney announced that they want to do a villains park
Yes.
within the park. So I was like, okay, who do I If I could choose any villains to meet and greet in the parks or have a ride, who do I want to see? So here's who I'd like to see. So number one, Frollo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obvious. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hunchback Frollo. He can be wandering around and be like, witchcraft, all day long.
Yeah.
So Frollo, obviously. The next one is I'm cheating. I'm putting two together, but you
You're
can't
good.
have one without the other. So I put Yzma and Kronk because they've
Yes.
got a roller coaster
Mm-hmm.
and they need that, and then they need a restaurant for Kronk. So
Yes.
there you go. We got the food covered. There we go. We're all set. So we got Frollo yelling witchcraft, Yzma on the roller coaster, Kronk cooking, Helga Sinclair from Atlantis,
Mm-hmm.
because we need
Yes.
female baddies in there too. And she
Mm-hmm.
can just be patrolling the area and be like, okay, no good people are allowed in the
Right.
villains land. We do need a little bit of entertainment. So Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Terminus from Pete's Dragon, I
Yes.
want him to be putting on a show and singing money, money,
I need
money
money
by
by
the
the
pound.
pound. Yes.
So I
Yes.
want him to be doing a show.
Mm-hmm.
And then a baddie, but maybe he is a goodie. Long John Silver from Treasure Planet.
Yeah. And he's kind of.
Because yeah, he could pilot a boat ride, the flying boat ride.
Yeah.
So
And
that's yeah.
yeah, because he's more of an ambiguous character. So yeah, he gets like, yeah, he's like the villain, but also he's kind of the hero. So he's definitely fits within that mold. So it's like, yeah, imagine him at the helm and he's welcoming guests. I'm on board for that. All right, sign me
Yeah,
up,
why
Captain.
not? Why not? So yeah, so those are my five of the villains I would love to see in the Villains Land. If the Villains Land does happen,
Hmm.
and if they allow a certain amount of villains to be seen at the park. So who knows?
Oh yeah, I'm all for that because one like that would be great. I really hope they go through with the villain section. That would be amazing. Because how many iconic villain songs? I mean, we have "Be Prepared" from Lion King by Scar. Hellfire, and
Hellfire,
Five Hunchback of Notre
Poor
Dame.
Unfortunate Souls,
Souls,
Money, Money,
money,
Money
money
by
by
the
the
pound.
pound.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with almost all of these villains. Almost all of them have songs. I know everybody's like, well, why isn't Hades on the list? Because I do love Hades too, but he doesn't have a song. And he's pretty much in a lot of the other parks too. He's sometimes, on Disney cruise lines and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm trying to talk about the people who we really don't see in the
Yeah.
parks. I want to see them in the parks.
Yes. Now, gratefully, I do know with the London cast recording of Hercules, Hades now has a song, "Getting Even."
Yes.
Yeah, so we can take that from the musical and drop it into
We could put it
Disneyland.
in there.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? We can do that. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the possibilities are endless. Just wish upon a star, maybe it'll come
Absolutely.
true. Yeah, and
Crossing my fingers.
yeah, and then also before we conclude, I have something I want to show you because I love your Kita
Yes.
Funko Pop in the back, and I actually
Yep,
showed
there.
this.
Oops, there she is.
Yep.
There she
So
is.
I'm not sure if you have this because I love your collection, and of course you can see my little collection back there. But this is actually a Kita action figure from Atlantis.
Yeah, I think I have her somewhere behind me.
Oh, you do? Oh,
I have
wow.
this one, this specific one. I can't tell you where it is because I've moved all my stuff around, but I have her. So yeah, she's gorgeous. Isn't she awesome?
Yeah, and they just celebrated the 25th anniversary of Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
Yeah, they just dropped some more merch. So keep an eye out, buy the merch, support the movie so we could get a re-release.
Yeah, oh, I would love that because I think the Walt Disney Family Museum did show some showings of the movie, which I'm so grateful they did that.
Yeah.
So I loved how you and Don Hahn talked about that because yeah, that's a movie that definitely deserves more love. And if there is, again, I would love to see like a live reunion at the El Capitan Theater with you
Oh, can
hosting.
you
So
imagine what it'd be like? Oh my gosh, I'd have to get like a sparkly dress that looked like the necklace and everything. Oh my gosh, I'm so
yeah,
there if it happens. Let's
or
hope it does.
or maybe be like, hey Don, do you still have that crystal necklace, the one they showed me on the
Can
show?
I borrow
Yeah.
it for
And
the
I promise
show?
I said, I'll give it back. I promise. I'll give it back to you. I promise. Scout's honor.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
all
I
for
would.
that.
I would give it back. I promise on
Yeah,
that.
so we need to start like a petition or something. Like, if you want to see the reunion, we need these many signatures or something, because that would be sweet. Because they just, I
Well, they
think,
did that thing because they did that thing maybe 2, 3 years ago where it was the 100th anniversary of Disney or something like that. And
yeah.
then they re-released a couple of films, or like 10 of them that they chose. One was Pirates of the Caribbean. And my
Well,
sister had never
really?
seen the first one. Yeah. And it was like
Oh,
one a month. And I thought, what a great idea. Why not just do that for anniversaries? Because that's where Regal and AMC are making money, is these reissues.
yeah.
So I would love to see that. I don't know why they haven't picked up on that. I don't understand. So
Yeah. Oh, that'd be.
somebody out in Disney is come on, you can. I know they want money, but you can
Mhm.
make money from it. But there would be a group of people coming out for this. It'd be
Right.
great to
And
see it on the big screen again.
right. And recently they just did the anniversary for The Rocketeer. They had Joe Johnston, then they had James Bissell at the
Yes.
El Capitan Theater. And that was a great
Yeah.
attendance with Leonard Maltin, one of your heroes, along with Robert Osborne. I mean, yeah, so I
Yeah.
think it's possible. And I mean, there is the fan base of Atlantis fans. So I think we just need to do something to get Disney's attention, saying, hey, if you build it, we will come. The quote from Field of Dreams. We should do
That
that.
would be fantastic. Hopefully they'll hear this interview and they'll be like, immediately put it on
Yes.
the list.
Yeah, and you can just be yeah. So I'm all for that. So if it does happen, just know that I won't be able to. I mean, depending on money situation, if I can fly in person to California, but hey, if it's live stream, yeah, I'm gonna watch that for sure. I'm gonna definitely watch it.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
we'll see. Well, I'll keep crossing my fingers. You keep crossing yours, and everybody in the audience, because we need to see it. I
Yes.
remember seeing it on the big screen. I'd love to see it on the big screen again. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
I just think that's what it deserves to be on the big screen.
Oh, you saw Atlantis on the big screen?
Yeah, I saw that one in Treasure Planet on the big screen. I
Oh
remember that
man.
faintly, but I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh
So
my
long
gosh.
ago.
Those were the two I did
Long
not have.
time.
Those are the two I did not have a chance to see in the big screen. Um,
Oh,
but I hope they do reissue, because they did have The Lion King out in Regal last year, so I did get to see Lion King on the big screen. So
yes.
I mean,
I
I hope
remember they did that. I just saw it at a concert on the big screen, but I heard the music live. It was great. Loved it. It was really cool.
yeah, so I hope they do that too with other animated films, because gosh, I mean the 25th anniversary of Atlantis, gosh, 30th anniversary of Hunchback of Notre Dame, and then if we just had Tarzan's, is it the 23rd anniversary, I think, of Tarzan? So yeah,
Yeah, I think they like to hit the ones that are 25 or 30, like every the milestone ones, which I understand. That's fine, but yeah, Tarzan doesn't get a lot of merch because the problem is the copyright with the original author and his
yeah,
estate. So, and that's the same thing with Meet the Robinsons. It's the way things are. So, but I would
yeah.
love to see it.
Oh yeah, and I thankfully got to see Meet the Robinsons too in theaters. So whenever I see you interviewing Steven Anderson, because I know he's the director of Meet the Robinsons, which is
Yeah.
such a great movie. So I'm so grateful I saw that at the theater. So yeah, so just a lot of great stuff. We just need more of those anniversary screenings. I'll be there. So yeah, we need to get that. We need to push that word out for sure.
We'll put it on the list. We'll put it on the list. We're going to write a letter to Disney. Please, Disney.
Yeah, then it's like, okay, hey, can we give this to Disney, please? Oh, sure. Like,
Please.
yeah. So again, this has been a fantastic conversation with you, Tammy. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming on my show and just you being awesome. You keep doing you, and I can't wait to see the 30th anniversary screening of the Hunt. Well, not screening, but of course the live show on
Yeah, the live
your show.
show.
And if people
It'll
want to
be
follow.
great.
And I was going to say, if people want to follow you on social media, what are your social media handles? So can we, for our watchers and
Yeah.
listeners out there?
I'm on Instagram and Facebook. You could find me under Tammy Tucky, and also Twitter. My website's tammytucky.com. And I am hosting a 15th anniversary of my show. It's
Mm.
15 years in August on August the 2nd, and we're raising money for the Autism Cares Foundation. As somebody who is newly diagnosed on the spectrum, I wanted to kind of give back to the community itself. So that will be happening because I'm going to be a part of, I think there's like a 2-mile walk. So I'm raising money for that, and that will be during the live stream too. So more about that will be coming out on July 2nd. I'll be sending out more information. So keep an eye out. That will be a fun, I think it's about 4-hour to 5-hour broadcast stream where we have some past guests. They're going to return and be a part of the show, and it's going to be really fun. I'm really excited to have them on the show. So.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Yeah, please definitely let me know. And so I'll be watching. I'll definitely be watching for sure.
And thank you so much, Reed, for having me on the show and just being really supportive. It's been lovely to talk to you, and I loved all your questions, and thanks for having me on. It's been a delight.
Thank you so much for watching and listening to my conversation with filmmaker, actress, singer, and podcaster Tammy Tucky. If you have enjoyed this episode of Reed's Conversations, be sure to click the like button and subscribe button on my YouTube channel. That way you will be notified for upcoming future episodes.